Have you ever wondered how your sensitive information like banking passwords, credit card numbers, and even confidential business data is transmitted over the internet safely and securely without hackers or malicious actors gaining access to it? Well, in this video, we are going to be talking about the processes as well as the key technologies that ensure that your data is transmitted over the internet safely and securely. Before we understand how our data and online communications are kept secure, we first need to understand how data is transmitted over the internet. So we're going to use a very simple analogy to describe this. Say you want to visit a website, amazon.com. You type it into your browser and hit enter. Behind the scenes, your browser sends a request via your internet service provider or ISP across multiple networks till it gets to Amazon servers. Once the servers receive the request, they send the information, in this case the website content, via the same path back to your browser, allowing it to load and allowing you to view the content of Amazon.com. Beautiful, right? Yeah. But as beautiful as the internet is, it is also very vulnerable. And bad people called hackers are actively trying to exploit that vulnerability. You see, in the analogy I gave earlier, nothing stops a hacker from creating a spoofed website that looks and claims to be Amazon.com. Nothing also stops a hacker from intercepting and accessing the sensitive information you are sending to Amazon.com. So to make our beautiful internet safe for everyone, we created something called the public key infrastructure, which is a framework built on cryptography. Now, I know this is a mouthful, so I'm going to try my best to explain it in the simplest way possible. I'm going to start by explaining what cryptography is. Earlier on, I said that nothing stops a hacker from accessing sensitive information you send on the internet. Well, cryptography does. In a way, cryptography is the practice of securing data by transforming it into a form unreadable by unauthorized parties. Example, a hacker. So even if a hacker intercepts your communication with Amazon, they wouldn't be able to make sense of it because the data is encrypted. This ensures that your data is secure and confidential. Okay, that's fine. But a hacker could just create a spoofed website that looks and claims to be Amazon.com so that you can directly connect and send your sensitive details to him without him having to decipher any cryptographic algorithms. Well, that would have been the case if we didn't also have something called public key infrastructure. You see, with public key infrastructure, your browser demands a digital certificate from anyone claiming to be Amazon.com. A digital certificate typically contains information such as the certificate authority that issued it, the domain name of the server, and the server's public key, which is used to encrypt data between the browser and the server once the verification process is complete. Once your browser gets the digital certificate, it checks to see if it is issued by a trusted certificate authority and if the domain name matches, that is, if it's not being spoofed. If there are any discrepancies during the vetting process, you would normally see something like this or this on your browser, which I'm sure we've all seen. But if your browser trusts the certificate and confirms that it is indeed communicating with Amazon.com, it will generate a random session key that will be used for fast encryption and decryption of data. Now, this is called symmetric encryption because here only one key is being used to encrypt and decrypt data. After this is done, your browser then uses Amazon's public key to encrypt the random session key and sends this encrypted key to the Amazon server. The Amazon server then uses its private key to decrypt and extract a random session key. The use of two keys for encryption and decryption is termed asymmetric cryptography. So to put it simply, once your browser confirms that it is indeed communicating with Amazon.com, it generates a random session key that will be used for encrypting and decrypting data between itself and the Amazon server. Now, Amazon.com already has a public key that is used for encryption and a private key that is used for decryption. But using two keys for encryption and decryption takes a lot of time, and on the internet, every second counts. Instead, we use two keys for setting up a secure connection for transmitting the session key that will be used for the actual encryption and decryption of data. I hope that makes sense. There you have it. That is how our data is sent safely and securely over the internet. If you liked this video, please like the video. And if you want to see more content like this, please subscribe. And I'll see you in the next one.